The Poppy Story. The First World War, or the Great War, started in 1914. The British Empire and their allies, France, Russia, Italy and America, fought a war against Germany, Austria-Hungary and the Ottoman Empire. Over 9 million people from all over the world joined the British Armed Forces and went to fight. The conditions were terrible and millions were killed or injured. In Scotland, everyone knew someone who had died. Those that did return home would never be the same again. One of the largest battles in the war took place around the town of Ypres in the Flanders region of Belgium. While serving in Flanders, a Canadian doctor called John McCrae noticed how bright red poppies grew wild in the war-torn landscape. Despite the devastation that surrounded him, he was inspired by the poppies that grew there to write the poem In Flanders Fields. His poem became very popular, and the bright red poppy would soon be adopted as a symbol to remember all those who had fought in the war. In Flanders fields the poppies blow, between the crosses, row on row, that mark our place, and in the sky, the larks, still bravely singing, fly, scarce heard amid the guns below. We are the dead. Short days ago, we lived, felt dawn, saw sunset glow, loved and were loved, and now we lie in Flanders fields. Take up our quarrel with the foe, to you from failing hands we throw. The torch, be yours to hold it high, if ye break faith with us who die. We shall not sleep, though poppies grow, in Flanders fields. The First World War ended at 11 o'clock in the morning on the 11th of November 1918. It was the 11th hour of the 11th day of the 11th month. The war had lasted over 4 years. The 11th of November every year is called Remembrance Day or Armistice Day. When the war ended, people started making paper poppies to sell. Poppies raised money to help the millions of sailors, soldiers and airmen who were coming home from the war. These people are called ex-servicemen and women or veterans. On Remembrance Day, people wear a poppy and at 11 o'clock in the morning, the same time the war officially ended in 1918, there is a 2-minute silence. This is for the people to remember all the veterans who have served their country in any war, not just the First World War. Remembrance Day happens every year in countries around the world. Poppies look different in different countries. In England, Wales and Northern Ireland, the poppy has 2 petals and a leaf. In Scotland, the poppy has 4 petals and no leaf. All the poppies sold in Scotland are made in Lady Haig's poppy factory in Edinburgh. The factory was founded in 1926 by Lady Haig, the wife of Field Marshal Douglas Haig, who was the commander of the British Army in France during the First World War. When the factory first opened, all the poppies were handmade by just 2 ex-servicemen with some red paper and a pair of scissors. Today, there are over 40 ex-servicemen and women with disabilities who work in the factory. They make 5 million poppies every year for the Scottish Poppy Appeal. All the poppies are still made by hand, although a machine now cuts out the poppy shape. They also make more than 15,000 wreaths and tens of thousands of wooden remembrance symbols. These include the Christian cross, Muslim crescent, Sikh Khanda, Hindu Om, Jewish Star of David, and a symbol for humanists, or those who are not religious. When all the poppies have been made, they are packaged up with collecting tins for the money and then sent to volunteers in villages, towns and cities all over Scotland. Volunteers give their time to sell poppies and collect money that people donate to the Scottish Poppy Appeal. Poppies are sold in supermarkets, shops, offices, schools, factories, churches and hospitals. Volunteers also hold fundraising events like jumble sales, cake sales and races to raise even more money. Thanks to their hard work, volunteers raise millions of pounds from the people of Scotland every year. All the money raised from the Scottish Poppy Appeal is used by Poppy Scotland to help ex-servicemen and women in need after serving in the Army, Navy or Air Force. They help with house repairs, wheelchairs and specially adapted vehicles so that veterans can live in their own homes more easily. Poppy Scotland also help veterans' families, their wives, husbands, partners and children. Veterans can also receive help with training so they can find a new job after they leave the military. And they can get advice, information and support to deal with any other problems they might have, helping them rebuild their lives. All this from a tiny poppy. Poppy Scotland is best known for running the iconic Scottish Poppy Appeal, but we work all year round to help those who have served, those still serving, and their families receive the care and support they urgently need.